Neptune has always been unique.
Ghost. An anomaly in the data, you know? A disturbance in the math. It's the only planet in our solar system that was found before it was seen. And for more than a century, it stayed there. A distant and silent shadow. Now, the James Webb Space Telescope has turned toward it. And what we got back wasn't clarity. Something was wrong. A planet colder than anything on record. Rings shining in a way they shouldn't. And lights. Lights where there shouldn't be any light. The question isn't what we know about Neptune. The question is how little we understand about what's happening there.
Okay, let's start from the beginning. Because the discovery itself is already a bizarre story. Beginning of the 19th century. Astronomers noticed that Uranus's orbit is messed up. It's not where Newton's calculations said it should be. Most people thought,
The data is wrong, the instruments are bad. That was the easy answer, right? But mathematician Urbain Verrier had an idea that at the time was absurd.
completely absurd. He basically said, what if the math isn't wrong? What if our map of the solar system is incomplete? His proposal was that there was something else out there, something invisible and massive, pulling Uranus with its gravity.
But the scientific community ignored it.
Completely. They thought it was crazy.
So, how did he prove he wasn't crazy? He didn't have a telescope to find it, right?
And that's where the genius of it lies. He didn't use a telescope. No. He used paper and pen. Le Verrier spent months just calculating, using the perturbations in Uranus's orbit to deduce the mass and exact location of this phantom planet. He basically drew a treasure map and said, look here.
And he was right.
Spot on. He sent the coordinates to the astronomer Johann Galle, in Berlin. On the first night that Galle pointed the telescope at that exact spot in the sky, he spotted Neptune.
A planet revealed only by gravity. Like a fingerprint in space.
Exactly. But even after that discovery, Neptune went back to being a ghost. The distance was insurmountable, a mystery we had to set aside for more than 100 years.
And that whole distance was only overcome once.
Once. And it wasn't really a visit, right? It was more like a high-speed hello and goodbye.
Voyager 2 em 989.
Exactly. Voyager 2 was at the end of its grand tour. Neptune was the last stop. It wasn't a mission to orbit and study. It was a flyby. Flyby. The expectation was to find a predictable world. A nice giant, quiet, frozen, you know?
But that's not what Voyager found, is it?
It was the complete opposite. Instead of calm, the probe ran into absolute chaos. Chaos. First, the winds. Voyager recorded the fastest winds in the entire solar system. Gusts that exceeded 2,000 kilometers per hour.
Wait, 2,000 kilometers per hour? But how? Neptune barely gets any sunlight. Where does all that energy come from?
That was the first big, unanswered question. The energy from the sun, that is minimal. So, all that force had to come from within. There had to be an internal engine, a source of heat that no one could explain.
And wasn't that all?
No. Voyager photographed the Great Dark Spot, a gigantic storm the size of planet Earth.
It looked like a blue version of Jupiter's Great Red Spot. A permanent feature, I suppose.
That's what everyone thought. But then, a few years later, Hubble pointed over there and the spot had disappeared.
What do you mean? Disappeared? A storm the size of the whole Earth just vanishes? How is that possible?
No one knows for sure. That was the first clue that Neptune's atmosphere isn't as stable as Jupiter's. It's a system. Unpredictable. Huge storms form, move in strange ways, and just dissipate.
And then there was the magnetic field.
Yes, Voyager confirmed that the planet's magnetic field is bizarre. It's all twisted, tilted, and completely offset from the planet's center. It's as if the engine inside is broken.
So, everything Voyager saw pointed to the same conclusion. The mystery isn't on the blue surface.
It's inside. And that brings us to the central puzzle, the energy balance. The measurements confirmed. Neptune radiates more than twice the energy it receives from the Sun. Twice as much. This extra heat must come from within. But the mechanism that generates this is a complete mystery. The storms, the winds, the magnetic field, all of this is a symptom of an instability that comes from deep within the core. We saw the global temperature in Neptune's stratosphere drop.
But the season there lasts 40 years. It should be warming up.
Exactly, it should. But it's getting colder, contrary to all the models.
The whole planet is getting colder.
And to make things more complicated, this trend was suddenly interrupted by a super-localized sudden warming at the South Pole around 2018.
That doesn't make any sense.
None. A planet so distant shouldn't have such volatile weather. It's as if it refuses to follow the rules of physics that we've established.
And then, in 2022, James Webb gave us a completely new perspective. Instead of the blue planet, the infrared images showed a pale, almost ghostly sphere. What did this new view reveal?
Webb can see through the haze, you know? We clearly saw the methane clouds, the circulation, and most importantly, the rings. The rings, which always seemed so faint, shone in the infrared in a way that no one expected. But it was the most recent image that really changed the game.
The 2025 image is where things really became anomalous.
Yes, Webb captured some bright spots of infrared light. The problem is where they were. Where? In mid-latitudes. Not at the poles.
Okay, that's really strange. The aurora is at the poles. The planet's magnetic field works like a funnel, right? It channels particles from the sun to the poles. Basic physics.
It should be. Seeing those lights somewhere else is like finding a river flowing uphill. It just shouldn't happen.
And are you sure it's the aurora?
Absolutely sure. Webb's spectral data detected the signature of H3, a molecule that only forms when high-energy particles collide with the atmosphere. It's the definitive proof.
So the bizarre magnetic field that Voyager detected, it's the culprit. It's so two-stage that it's throwing particles from the sun into random places.
It's the most direct connection we have. What we're seeing on the surface, these lights, this strange signal, is a direct reflection of the mass that exists in the core of the planet.
It's proof that the strangeness comes from the heart of Neptune.
It's as if the planet is sending us a warning, you know? A message that we still can't decipher.
And that's why we keep looking. We keep pointing our best instruments at these mysteries. If those who are listening to us want these conversations to continue, for us to keep trying to decipher these signals, the best way to support our work is by leaving a like and subscribe. It helps keep the lights on around here while we look out into the darkness.
Alright, so let's put the pieces together. Supersonic winds with no solar energy. Internal heat with no known source. An upside-down magnetic field. And now, auroras where they shouldn't exist. Everything points in one direction, inward. What the hell is happening inside Neptune?
The theories, honestly, sound like science fiction. Below the clouds, it's believed that there's a mantle of water, ammonia, and methane ices. And all of that is being crushed by absurd pressures. It is a force that deforms matter.
Exactly. And it's in this hellish environment that the most plausible and perhaps most disturbing theory gains strength.
The diamond ring theory.
Exactly. With that extreme pressure, the methane molecules, which are basically carbon and hydrogen, are broken apart. The carbon atoms recombine and crystallize. They form solid diamonds.
Real diamonds.
Real ones that literally rain through the mantle towards the planet's core.
So, it's raining diamonds inside Neptune.
Now, that's what the theory suggests. A constant and violent rain of diamonds, sinking toward the super-hot core, maybe even a sea of liquid carbon. And this process, this precipitation, releases an immense amount of energy in the form of heat.
This could be the engine, the source of all the internal heat.
An eternal diamond storm, fueling the chaos we see on the surface.
That changes everything. Neptune's violent weather isn't just weather. It's a symptom. A symptom of an internal engine we never imagined.
And the scariest part is that we're not talking about just any planet.
Definitely not. Ice giants, like Neptune, are by far the most common type of planet we find in the galaxy. And the only example we have nearby, in our own backyard, is an unstable world. With a mechanism we don't understand.
And that behaves in ways that defy everything we know.
Exactly. We sent dozens of missions to Mars. We orbited Jupiter and Saturn for years. Neptune hasn't had a visitor since that flyby in 1989.
There are plans to go back. There are proposals for NASA's Neptune Odyssey mission. Maybe a Chinese probe. But well, nothing is guaranteed in the budget, right? These are expensive, time-consuming missions.
Meanwhile, the web data keeps coming in, showing how much we are missing out on.
Exactly. To truly understand Neptune, we need to go back. We need an orbiter to map the heat, to see the storms forming in real time.
To finally understand what's happening there.
Yes. But that raises one last question. The most important one. The question isn't whether there's more to learn about Neptune. We know there is. The question is, are we sure we want to know what's really going on there? What will we do if the answer we find is even more disturbing than the mystery itself?